Thank you again very much for the kind introduction. So good morning again to the leaders of businesses in ASEAN, respected speakers, and our ASEAN youth entrepreneurs and future leaders. Now, it has been a challenging year for all of us, and the pandemic indeed has impacted so much of our lives. Now, many have lost their livelihoods, jobs, and for some have lost their businesses, or currently see their fortunes hanging by a thread. Now, as much as we convince ourselves that we need to go back to our normal life, we are already living differently from what it used to be. Now, during the pandemic, we have identified mutual challenges which we are encountering together across ASEAN in the limitation of access to finance, trade barriers, resources, lack of digital skills, and affordability to internet access. However, with this brought the significant shift in transparency and more active engagements than we ever had before with our leaders this year. And we had our interface with the ASEAN Economic Ministers meeting and the ASEAN Finance Ministers and Central Bank Governors meetings, where issues and concerns were raised through representing the voices of the private sector. Now, we had a total of more than 23 high-level engagements as of July this year, and brought us to 143 engagement overall, even more so with digital. Meetings can be done frequently, which made this possible, and we broke the yearly record of engagements through virtual meetings and also webinars. And not to forget, when we talk about digital, we recently had our ASEAN Business and Investment Summit, where we had more than 4,000 participants from more than 50 countries all over the world. This shows how incredible digitalization as an enabler of greater boundless cooperation in making our chairmanship possible this year. Now, the view of leadership has shifted towards this transparency and placing more efforts on the ground that serve what our people truly need. Prime ministers today are getting younger and younger, as we see the world's youngest sitting prime minister today from Finland at the age of 34. And this sets a milestone for our youth and highlight the youth voices on their hopes and aspirations, which is a beacon of light in our future generations. I would like to take this opportunity to also congratulate Yang Berhormat Datuk Seri Setia Dr. Haji Muhammad Isham bin Haji Jafar, Brunei Minister of Health, has been listed as one of the 50 leading lights across both the Asia-Pacific region and United Kingdom that demonstrate such leadership to curb the pandemic and a positive contribution to the society. I'm a firm believer in a consensus for action, listening to others, the Islamic concept of mushawarah, which brings together in creating a better synergy in developing policies and programs for and with our youth of ASEAN. It is our youth that holds the world's greatest assets and a major driving force that can speed up the vision from our leaders with concrete and innovative measures, which is why we need to ensure the voice of youth is included and involved. And of course, anyone will bound to make mistakes, but it's those mistakes that will help us grow and be resilient. It is a trial for everyone during these difficult times, but if you manage to stay afloat, that is your success story to share. And it also means that you can face any future disruptions. Now, to grow resilient and ensure future-ready businesses calls for knowledge transfer between the young and the leaders of businesses, and to share best experiences and practices as well. If we want them to learn fast, we need to mentor them. We teach them our experiences, and it is the youth that have the innovation and creativity on top of that, which we see today. Many young entrepreneurs build their businesses quicker as they push beyond the barriers. We must also not forget to lend a helping hand to those in need. As entrepreneurs, we can contribute through the public-private partnership platform under the ASEAN-BAC legacy projects, such as AMEN, which is ASEAN Mentorship for Entrepreneurs Network, that is led by Philippines, Digital Trade Connect and Enhancing Trade Digitalization led by Thailand. We also have the Smart Growth Connect on logistics and supply chain led by Singapore. And this year, Brunei's legacy project, HIRED, H-I-R-E-D, means harnessing impact with resilient employability digitally on skills development, are timely with the current economic climate, and which is why ASEAN-BAC is encouraging AYEC to collaborate in building towards a sustainable future. Now, the complexity impact from the pandemic bids for leaders to be agile and proactive in creating more innovative solutions to place a solid groundwork and allow great advancements in recovering the loss of the livelihoods. Now, it has definitely been a remarkable year under the Brunei Chairmanship this year. And what really changed the shift of leadership is that the leaders are really listening now with bringing the role of the private sector more in the working level committee. And to end, I would like to quote from Albert Einstein once said, "The world as we have created is a process of thinking. It cannot be changed without changing our thinking." Now, leaders need to reimagine what needs to be done differently, and with empathy, tops the list that provides a better understanding to our youth on what they seize for our future. Now, we are ASEAN, and it is during these challenging times that we should forge our strength as one community to bind our youth as they both are current and future leaders to lead our journey towards recovery. So let us rope the strength of each ASEAN state member. Together, we can recover stronger and build a resilient and sustainable ASEAN digital future. Sama-sama. Thank you.